Welcome to the session of Organization of Knowledge, Library Classification. In this session, we will discuss mapping of knowledge in classification schemes and call number. The subjects in the universe of subjects always maintain different degrees of mutual relationships among them. Therefore, the universe of subjects form a multi-dimensional universe. Since subjects are embodied in documents, classifying and arranging documents is equivalent to placing this multi-dimensional universe of subjects in one line. Any library classification scheme should be capable of accommodating all the subjects in one line in such a way that the neighborhood relations among subjects may not be disturbed. The schemes are expected to be useful in classifying all the subjects of the past, of the present and of the anticipatable future and arranging them in the order of the measure of their mutual relations. Since the structure and layout of the schemes vary from one another, we can see that the multidimensional universe of subjects is presented or mapped differently in different schemes. The difference in the mapping of universe of subjects in schemes for classification can be studied with respect to the factors such as helpful sequence among various subjects, notational capacity and provision for accommodating newly emerging subjects. Mapping of the universe of subjects in DDC. Melville Dewey published the first edition of his scheme, popularly known as Dewey Decimal Classification DC or DDC, in the year 1876 under the title A Classification and Subject Index Rules for Catalogue and Arranging the Books and Pamphlets of a Library. This first edition consisted of 44 pages only, of which 14 pages contained introductory material, 12 pages were devoted to schedules and 18 pages to index. The DDC is currently running in 23rd edition, which was published in the year 2011. The universe of subjects conceived in DDC bears some influence of the classification of knowledge by the philosophers Aristotle and Francis Bacon. W.T. Harris inverted the Baconian order of history and philosophy and devised a scheme for the use of his library. Dewey adopted this inverted Baconian sequence and elaborated in his classification scheme. Now, let me summarize the basic structure and layout of DDC. The universe of knowledge has been divided in DDC into 10 main classes at the broadest level. Decimal numbers 0 to 9 are assigned to each main class. These 10 main classes have further been divided into 10 divisions each to get 100 divisions. The 100 divisions have further been divided into 10 sections each to get 1000 sections. Each section has been then divided into 10 subsections and so on. This process, that is division of each section, continues again into 10 subsections, subsections and so on. The lists of subjects in the first 3 divisions are known as first summary, second summary and third summary respectively. In the notational level, each subject gets a decimal number. As far as main classes are concerned, the division starts from 000, which is the most general class. There is no well defined relation between the consecutive classes, although efforts have been seen to put related classes together. In the first order of classes, only the first digit is significant. In the second order of classes, the first 2 digits are significant. In these cases, zeros are used to fill out the notation to a minimum base of 3 digits. A decimal point is put after the third digit, after which 10 divisions continue. Here we have the 10 main divisions in the first summary. 000 refers to generalities, 100 to philosophy, 200 to religion, 300 social sciences, 400 language, 500 science, 600 technology, 700 useful arts, 800 literature, 900 history, geography, travel. The base of DDC notational system is Indo-Arabic numerals 0 to 9, and as such it is more or less a pure notational system. But provisions have been made at places to use alphabets also in defined cases. The notation is decimal fraction and is hierarchical with a small base of 10 digits. The editorial committee of DDC is constantly working towards incorporating devices to accommodate future growth of subjects. The ways and means to provide hospitality in array and chain have enabled DDC to withstand the challenge posed by the dynamic nature of universe of subjects. Moreover, the provisions of tables and frequent notes have enabled the scheme to withstand the pressure of newly emerging compound subjects. Now, mapping of the universe of subjects in UDC. The Institute International de Bibliographie IIB at Brasilis, on the initiative of Paul T. Outlet and Henry La Fontaine, extended and adapted DDC 5th edition for the preparation of Repertoire Bibliographique Universelle. During 1896 to 1905, the IIB published the adapted and extended version of DDC in 35 parts. Its first complete edition was published during the year 1927 to 1933 under the title Classification Decimal Universelle. The fourth edition of the scheme was brought out in English under the auspice of British Standards Institute BSI with the title Universal Decimal Classification. The work was undertaken in fascicules under the series BS 1000. More than 100 such fascicules have been published containing schedules for various subjects. The first abridged English edition, BS 1000A, was brought out in 1948, second in 1957 and third in 1961. Besides abridged editions, UDC has been published in variety of editions, example, full edition, medium length edition, edition of special parts, excerpt edition, conventional edition. The UDC resembles in all essential characteristics the DDC which has been adopted as its core. It has retained the general base of DDC by classifying the universe of knowledge into 10 divisions. The numbers 1 to 9 have been devoted to various subject fields and 0 to generalities. The structure of main classes is as shown on the screen. 0 refers to generalities, 1 to philosophy, 2 religion, theology, 3 social sciences, 4 philology, languages, 5 pure sciences, 6 applied sciences, 7 the arts, 8 literature, 9 geography, biography, history. With this basic structure, the main classes are further divided into divisions and sections with the help of decimal fraction notation. The principle underlying the division is from general to specific, that is hierarchy in subject and notation. The auxiliary tables provide facility for maximum synthesis of subject matter, even though the bulk of the main schedules is derived by enumeration. There are two types of auxiliary tables, common auxiliaries and special auxiliaries. The introduction of connection and relation science has made UDC really a flexible and universal scheme. Mapping of the universe of subjects in CC. Dr. S.R. Ranganathan published column classification CC edition 1 in the year 1933. The 6th edition was published in 1960, edition 7 was published in 1987, reprinted in 1989. This is the latest edition of the scheme. CC is a freely faceted scheme for classification. It has postulated a maximum of 5 fundamental categories which a subject may possess. These are personality, matter, energy, space and time. The first division of universe of knowledge is in traditional main subjects represented by Roman capitals and the Greek letter delta. All the isolates going with each of the main classes are enumerated facet wise under the respective main class. Apart from the schedule of the main subjects, there are schedules for common isolates also. A study of the mapping of the main subjects in CC reveals that a helpful sequence has been achieved among them. All the natural sciences have been placed together from A to L and all the applied sciences have been placed next to the pure sciences on which they are based. Similarly, humanities N to R and social sciences S to Z are together. CC used mixed notation consisting of Roman capitals, Roman smalls, Indo-Arabic numerals and Greek letters. Since the scheme uses very wide base of mixed notation, its notational capacity is broad. With the use of various devices, this can be stretched to almost infinity. CC secures full hospitality in arrays and chains with the help of extrapolation and interpolation, thereby making the scheme capable of standing the pressure of future growth in the universe of subjects. Call number, class number, book number and collection numbers. Call number. Call number of a document is the number denoting the exact position of a document in a library relative to the other documents. It determines the unique position of a document in the library. This number may be used by readers in calling for a book. It consists of 3 parts: class number, book number and collection number. These 3 components of call number should be written quite distinct from one another. There are different practices in writing the call number. Most of the librarians follow either class number, book number, above book number you have collection number, or collection number, class number, book number. This is illustrated as E9G N69, above N69 we have LD or LD E9G N69. Collection number will be absent for books which are not assigned to a particular collection but are placed in the general stack. Class number. The first step in classifying a document is to place the document in the ultimate class to which it may belong. Ultimate class is the class of the smallest extension in the preferred scheme for classification in which the book can be placed. The ordinal number of the ultimate class of the document according to the preferred scheme of classification is called the class number of the document. For example, 954 is the class number of a book on Indian history according to DDC, while its class number according to CC is V44. Book number. In a library, there may be many documents belonging to the same ultimate class. Hence, there would be a need to individualize such documents having the same class number. The documents belonging to the same ultimate class have to be subarranged on the basis of some appropriate characteristics. The characteristics to be used can be some of the non-knowledge attribute of the document, such as the name of the author, year of publication, language, form of exposition, volume, etc. The book number of a book is the translation of the names of these specified features of the book into the artificial language of ordinal numbers. This notation fixes the position of the book relatively to the other books having the same ultimate class. The book number is usually written either vertically below the class number or horizontally after it with a space as shown on the screen. Vertically 2:55 N67 or horizontally 2:55 N67. Bertha Barden has listed 6 important reasons for using book numbers. First one, to arrange books in order on the shelves. Second, to provide a brief and accurate call number for each book. Third, to locate a particular book on the shelf. Fourth, to provide a symbol for charging books to borrowers. Fifth, to facilitate the return of books to the shelves. Sixth, to assist in quick identification of a book when inventories are taken. There are mainly 2 methods in practice by which book numbers are constructed. First one, individualization by the name of the author. Second, individualization by year of publication. J.D. Brown favors alphabetical arrangements of books by the names of authors within each specific subject. H.E. Bliss favored the use of some kind of notation for book number. Ranganathan endorses the views of Bliss and favors the choice of year of publication as a characteristic for book number. According to Dr. Ranganathan, a scheme of book classification should include a scheme for book numbers also, to individualize the documents having the same class number and to mechanize their preferred arrangement among themselves. Individualization by the name of author. First few letters of the surname of the author of the document is used to individualize the document. This method is considered as the simplest method for the construction of book numbers. Many libraries use the first 3 letters of the surname of author and then the first letter of the title also. Example, for the book Prolegomena to Library Classification written by S.R. Ranganathan, the book number will be RAN/P. The limitation of this method is that it cannot distinguish the following kinds of documents. First one, copies of the same book. Second, different editions of the same book. Third, each volume of a multi-volumed set. Fourth one, documents written by the authors whose surnames start with the same initial letters. Example, Richard and Richardson, Gopi and Gopidas. A more refined method based on the name of the author is to translate the name into a number. Here, the initial letter is followed by a number. For example, Freeman is written as F85. Melville Dewey recommended this type of book number. Other systems in this category are those given by C.A. Cutter, 2-figure and 3-figure author table, Cutter Sanborn 3-figure author table, and the Library of Congress shelf listing practices. An extract from the famous Cutter Sanborn table is shown on the screen. The name of the authors beginning with AA, book number will be 111. The name of the authors beginning with AAL, book number will be 112. The name of the authors beginning with BA, the book number will be 111. the name of the authors beginning with BAB, the book number will be 112. The name of the authors beginning with CA, the book number will be 111. The name of the authors beginning with CAB, the book number will be 112. The name of the authors beginning with CABAS, the book number will be 113, and so on. According to this table, Chandler will be C455 and Benedict will be B458, Ranganathan will get R196. Individualization by year of publication. Advantage of using year of publication characteristic for constructing book number is that it will bring out a chronological arrangement of different publications in a specific subject. Therefore, the latest publications in a specific subject can be located easily. The schedule of book number developed by W.S. Biscoy and the Facet formula for book number in column classification are the popular examples of schemes for sub-arranging books within the same class by their year of publications. Biscoy book number. W.S. Biscoy worked out a scheme for book number in 1885. This was called Biscoy date table. It used one Roman capital letter to represent one decade from 1800 to 1999. A represents BC, B AD 1 to 999, C 1000 to 1499, D 1500 to 1599, E 1600 to 1699, F 1700 to 1799, G 1800 to 1809, H 1810 to 1819, Y 1980 to 1989, Z 1990 to 1999. It can be seen that Biscoy table did not give any provision for works published after 1999. Column book number. Dr. Ranganathan introduced Facet analysis in the construction of book number also. He prescribed a Facet formula for the book number in his column classification, which is as shown on the screen. L F Y A dot V hyphen S semicolon C colon CR, where L stands for number for the language of exposition taken from the language schedule of CC. F stands for number for the form of exposition taken from the form schedule given in CC. Y stands for number for the year of publication taken from time schedule or the special chronological table given in CC. A stands for accession part. This is a serial number used to distinguish the different books on the same ultimate class published in the same year and having the same language and form numbers. In the case of the first of such books, the book number should end with a year number. In the case of the second book, digit 1 should be added after the year number. In the case of third such book received in the library, the digit 2 should be added, and so on. V stands for number for the volume taken from the book itself. S stands for number for supplement taken from the book itself. C stands for number for the copy other than the first serially numbered as for A. CR stands for evaluation number used for pseudo classics. The first associated work of a pseudo classic will have the same book number as that of the pseudo classic followed by colon G. The second associated work will have the same book number as that of the pseudo classic followed by colon G1, and so on. According to the detailed rules laid down by Dr. Ranganathan for assigning the different facet numbers in the above Facet formula, The year number is the only compulsory number in a book number and it will consist of 3 digits. Example, K N61 is the number for a book on the subject zoology published in 1961. K is the class number and N61 is the book number. In actual practice, many facets may not be required and hence majority of books in the library will get a book number having only the digits for year of publication. A limitation of this facet formula is that different editions of the same work will get different year of publication numbers as book numbers and get separated from each other. To bring the different editions of the same work near to each other, Dr. Ranganathan has suggested to attach the year of publication number of the subsequent edition to the year of publication number of the first edition after a semicolon. Example, 2:51 N37 semicolon N67. Now, the merits of chronological arrangement. First one, readers usually wish to get the latest books on the books pertaining to a certain span of time. In this system, they may get their reading material gathered at one place. Second, when books on a given specific subject are arranged in the sequence of their origin, it helps to trace the development of a subject over a given period. This arrangement is therefore helpful for writing trend reports, state of the art reports and history of given subject. Third one, this arrangement helps in weeding out obsolete or old books belonging prior to a certain date. Collection number. It may not be helpful and convenient to arrange all the books of a library in a single sequence strictly according to their class numbers. For example, it will be difficult to retrieve reading materials from the shelf if pamphlets and undersized books are arranged along with other books of normal size. Pamphlets and undersized books should be separated out from the books of normal size. This will necessitate the formation of a separate pamphlet collection. Similarly, separate collections should be formed for oversized books, worn out books, etc. It may be necessary to form separate collections based on service exigency and kinds of reading materials. Thus, collection of reference books in the reading room, periodical collection, textbook collection, collection of less used books, printed books, manuscripts, microforms, electronic resources and so on are found in libraries. Separate collections will also have to be formed according to the departments of location in academic and business libraries. Documents in the separate collection should be arranged among themselves by their class numbers. It is necessary to indicate the collection both in the document itself and in the library catalogue or other records. The collection number of a document denotes the collection to which it belongs. It is a suitable symbol to be improvised by each library according to its needs and conveniences. A collection number scheme shall be formulated by each library to facilitate the use of documents by the readers. Dr. Ranganathan has given the following sample schedule of collection numbers. Nature of collection, collection number. For undersize, we have line under book number. For oversize, line over the book number. Worn out books, encircle the book number. Rare books, RB. Reading room collection, RR. Textbook collection, TB. Law department books, ZD. Now, let us summarize the whole session. A discussion about how universe of knowledge is mapped into the three famous classification schemes: DDC, UDC and CC is made at the beginning of this part. Then the role of class number, book number and collection number in document classification is explained. Class number of a document is the notation used to denote the specific subject of the document according to the preferred scheme of classification. There may be many books in a library having the same class number. Book number determines the relative place of a document among the documents having the same class number. This notation is based on various non-knowledge exigencies of a document. Two major methods are usually used for construction of book numbers. One by using the name of the author and the other by using the year of publication. W.S. Biscoe book number scheme and Collin book number facet formula are explained. The need for formulating a collection number scheme by the libraries is also discussed. Finally, the structure and format of call number is illustrated. Here are few assignments for you to work out. First one, give a critical and comparative account of the mapping of universe of knowledge in DDC and CC. Second, prepare a short note on call number. Third, what are the different methods used for deriving book numbers? Examine the advantages of each method. Fourth, mention the facet formula for book numbers in CC. Explain the different facets in this formula. Fifth, illustrate the derivation of Collin book number with examples. Now, I will provide you with a list of few books for further reading. Theory of Classification, 4th edition revised, written by Krishnan Kumar, published by Vikas Publishing House, New Delhi, 1988. Book Numbers, a historical study and practical guide to their use, written by Komaromi John P., published by Littleton Co. Libraries Unlimited, 1981. Prolegomena to Library Classification, 3rd edition, written by Dr. Ranganathan S.R., published by Sharda Ranganathan Endowment for Library Science, Bangalore, 1967. Bachelor of Library Science Study Material, University of Calicut, 1995. Primer on Ranganathan's book numbers, written by Satija MP, published by Mittal Publications, Delhi, 1987. Thank you for watching this session. See you in the next session. Until then, bye.